Hello and welcome to the vBrownbag on how to organize an OpenStack Day. My name is Chris Frank from Hewlett-Packard. I'm here as part of the organizing committee of the 2015 day in Germany, together with my colleague.
My name is Gerd Pruessman from T-Systems.
And what we wanted to do in this short 15 minutes is to share with you what we did what did work, what did not work when we organized the day. The day we are talking about is the OpenStack DACH Day that happened last year in Berlin.
This year.
Oh, actually this year, yeah, in June 11. For those of you who are not around, what does DACH actually mean? It's a German word for roof, but that's not what it meant. It's an abbreviation for Germany, Austria and Switzerland. So it's basically for the German-speaking countries in Europe. We had one day, and we actually decided to keep it to a single day. I know that other people in Europe went to one or more days.
Actually, before you start working on the organization of your OpenStack Day, you should answer yourself 3 questions. What's the goal of your event? What is your target group? And who will pay for this? For the OpenStack DACH Day, we decided to have a statement like support and bring together OpenStack community in the German language area. This significates for Germany, Austria and Switzerland. And we decided that we want to have a community event. You could decide between a target group of developers, operators, or customers or users. Obviously, the sponsors prefer user or customer-oriented events, but we decided to have a mixed target group of all these parties, like developers, operators, and users. And at the end, because you will have a lot of costs with your event, you have to think about who will pay for all of this. It could be done by yourself, if you have a lot of money on the bank account, by the sponsors, the attendees, or a mixture of all of them.
Planning. Ooh, big topic. Key thing is start early. The earlier the better. Half a year we found was a minimum. We found it rather short, especially since the sponsors usually have long decision cycles. So you need to start planning, get the sponsor packages ready, and then go through their approval cycles. The second is the venue. Usually if you are in a city that is quite popular, like we were in Berlin, the venues tend to book out early, so we need to start early. You need to synchronize with the foundation to match for speaker availability. In summer, when we had the event, there is the big foundation tour where a lot of people travel, so we try to fit in there. But again, this gives you a lot of pre-planning ahead, so you have to look for the speakers, work with the foundation, work with the sponsors, and find the venue. We found it very useful to create a really detailed project plan. Being German, this is a natural thing for us to do, so we did it very detailed to go through months, day, and views. And then at the day, what we underestimated a little bit was that you will need a lot of volunteers to support the day, to help with guiding people through. So we did, that's something that we would do better next time.
Financial stuff, this is important. You have to do some kind of risk management. You have to decide which legal body you will use to organize this event. We decided to go with an association, a German Verein. This has one advantage. For example, it's tax exempted for the value-added tax. But you need some kind of legal body to organize all of this. And you need a lot of startup money because you have to pay invoices upfront for the venue, for the catering, for example. So you can't wait for the money from sponsors, for example, or from the ticket sales. All of them will pay afterwards, after the event was done, and you need financial resources for the time being. And one aspect is that the free ticket holders will register their ticket one day or at the day of the event. So you have not a clear overview how much people will attend to your event. You have various revenue streams, for example, the sponsors itself, ticket sales, merchandising, or maybe others, depending on your organization or your event. And you have to think about the ticket pricing. That was a long discussion in our planning. If it's community-centric, you should think about lower prices so that students and developers would be able to join your event because they may not get the money from their company. And if it's a customer-centric event, then the tickets tend to be a little bit higher. Sponsoring. It's good to have sponsors, not only because of the money. They also have a lot of expertise with respect to this kind of events. You should have a good mixture of sponsors. For example, with respect to size, their branch, technology. Are they local companies or global acting companies? This is very important to attract a mixed group of attendees as well. And media partners are very important as well because they can help you to market your event. We used a bronze, silver, gold, platinum sponsoring plan. The companies are very familiar with this, and it works very well. And you can define it by yourself, and it fits to the needs of the sponsors. The high-level sponsors expect speaker sessions. That is pretty normal. So you should plan the speaker slots for them in your scheduling. And then you could offer other things like booth or media coverage, whatever.
Yeah, looking at how would a typical session look like? So you've found your sponsors, so you start building your agenda. It's pretty much like the big summit. You start off with keynotes that some of the paid sponsors have. You start off with keynote speeches from the grandees of the OpenStack foundations that travel, and then you build an agenda with prominent speakers. So you need a couple of faces to actually draw the crowd, and kind of try to build a nice balanced agenda for your target group. So if you decide to do a community to developers, then you should have sessions that match. If you go after industrial customers, that should match. Same thing is for the technical level. If you look at your audience, I mean, you need to have some low key entry sessions. For beginners, you need some highlights from the last summit. And what you find out is usually that you put your sessions into the various rooms and try to judge capacity, and then you find out you're all wrong. Because the small rooms that tend to explode and the big rooms tend to be empty. So there's sometimes if it is good judgment in the end. To get good speakers, most of the really good speakers have very, very tight schedules, so you need to plan early. You have to go after them and see, are you really going to come? There is usually actually a small no-show rate that you need to deal with. And then the other thing that happens is they will all forget the adapters. So you need to have MacBook to VGA adapters ready. So they will always forget them.
Power adapters as well.
Yeah, power too if they come from overseas.
Marketing and PR, communications, all parties are interested in this because this is the digital life of the event, the aftermath of the event. You need funding for this because partly you have to pay for it, and so you have the normal channels for this, like social media, web advertising, or the media mix that is available. You should document the event with video and photos, because that's kind of documentation that survives the event. And you should have a communication plan comparable to the project plan. Something like, what will I do? Communicate 4 weeks ahead of the event, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week, and after the event, so that you have a communication during the whole life cycle of this. And you should integrate your sponsors. They have very good communication channels to their customers, to a big audience, and you should use this and ask them if they could support you with their communication channels.
So one thing that's very near and dear to my heart is to support and attract young talent. And that has also been a long discussion. So what we ended up doing is working with local nearby universities and giving away free tickets for students. And what we're planning to do next year is actually to go out also to high schools and work with computer science teachers to get them attracted and get them in on special tickets that I would suggest to give away for free. And that leads us to see you next year.
Thank you very much.
On time. Thank you very much.